Okay. I think I got that out of my system. Hello everyone, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen, and welcome to another edition of Wolfkeen's Thoughts. Now, today on Wolfkeen's Thoughts, you pretty much know what I'm going to be talking about, Metal Gear Survive. And I know some people are probably going to say, oh, why are you even going to do a video about this? We all know that you're absolutely going to bash it and otherwise. I want to come into this video and look at it more critically. I want to actually look at it more critically and actually break it down a little bit more. So I'm going to be looking at this very analytical. I'm going to be looking at this critically, and I'm going to do my best to not let my Metal Gear bias, you know, me as a fan of Metal Gear, get in the way of what I need to say right now. So let's toss all that out the window, like go out, get out, all of that gone, and let's talk about this as a neutral thing, okay? And I'm going to do my best to do that, so here we go. So first things first, we have a brand new game by Konami that was revealed at Gamescom, and it was a game called Metal Gear Survive, which is supposed to take place after the events of Ground Zeroes, but in an alternate reality where possibly the events of Phantom Pain never happened. It has not been confirmed that the game is canon or not to the actual series, but the whole point is that you're playing as MSF members who have been sucked into a wormhole and brought into this alternate reality that they have to fight their way through these crystallized beings that look like zombies, if we're being honest. And it's a 4-player stealth co-op, well, basically survival game in the purest sense from the way the trailer looked. Now, the first thing I have to bring up is that they talked about stealth being in the game, but from this trailer, I did not see any semblance of stealth. Like, if they were to show, like, more than just a 2-minute trailer, maybe extend it to a 5-minute trailer, show off scenes of, like, the MSF members, like, sneaking about, avoiding combat because maybe they're low on resources, weapons, or otherwise, or maybe trying to rescue other people that are also in a pickle, like the guy that we see at the very beginning of the trailer, where he tries to kill this one freaking zombified thing, and then loses his pistol and has to use a pipe. Maybe I could have seen the stealth elements a little bit more if they showed more like that, because then I would be able to say, okay, there is stealth elements. But from this 2-minute trailer, I don't see the stealth. I see the action only, and it looks like Resident Evil 5/6 levels of action, where you have hordes of enemies and you're pretty much armed to the teeth to handle it. I mean, hell, you see this one woman with a bow that can apparently be turned into like a drill and can pierce through pretty much anything if you really think about it. So backing off from there, this game is 4-player, which, okay, I'm all for a 4-player co-op game, but once again, this makes me kind of fearful because of one simple reason. There are a lot of 4-player zombie survival co-op games that you can pick up for like 20 bucks or less. Like, you could pick up Left 4 Dead 2 for 20 bucks right now, or even buy it for 5, and guess what? The game has, well, granted, Valve's not supporting the game anymore, but you have the mod community, you have the Steam Workshop, you have a bunch of this different stuff that honestly, for a 2007 game, there's still a lot of things that you can add on to the game and make it a fun experience to play with your friends. Now, this game, maybe it'll have some interesting elements behind it, but let's all be honest. The zombie survival horror idea has been done to death at this point. People are actually kind of tired of zombies at this point. Hell, I'm tired of zombies, and I freaking love zombies. That's the worst part. It's like, I won't deny it, I'm kind of getting tired of the whole zombie craze. I mean, there are certain games that I'm enjoying right now that are zombie-oriented, like Zombie U and otherwise, but zombies are getting tiring, and co-op in zombie games aren't exactly scary, but I guess they might be fun in a co-op sense, but at the same time, this is supposed to be called Metal Gear Survive. Is the difficulty gonna match the 4-player co-op? Because let's face it, a lot of, you know, survival games that have 4-player co-op, the 4-player co-op makes the game amazingly easy to play. Look at Dead Island, look at Dying Light, look at a lot of these kind of 4-player co-op survival games, and you can see that it kind of makes it easier in a lot of ways. Like the trailer says, team up or die alone. This is another thing. Say I bought the game and I wanted to play by myself. Does the game allow this? Am I allowed to be alone, or am I forced to either A, play online with other people, or B, play with bots. And I'm just going to say this right now. Do you trust the AI? Would you trust the AI in a video game like this? Like, in a game like this where it's all about survival and it has stealth and otherwise, are you really going to trust the AI to keep you from getting spotted or to keep you alive if things go wrong? Because there's not a lot of games that prove that AI can be just as good as players. Let's be honest on that front. My fear is that I won't be able to play this game alone. And if I do buy this game, I want to play it alone because I don't have too many friends that have the PS4. So if I buy it, I want to be able to play it alone. But if I'm forced to play it with bots, I'm afraid that they're kind of going to ruin the experience for me. And that's just a problem in and of itself when it comes to co-op games. If it's co-op only. If it's not, then okay, this point's moot. But if it is co-op only, that makes me scared. Finally, they do admit that there is going to be a Metal Gear in this. And I'm kind of wondering how would that work if they're all zombies, unless there is a zombie control of a Metal Gear, or maybe the Metal Gear itself is like a culmination of the crystallized zombies or something like that. I don't know, we need more details. I'll be honest, this entire trailer doesn't give us enough information to go for what this game is about. I know I made a reaction video, but let me tell you right now, that was just me being over the top. I will not deny it that the trailer saddened me, but that was just me being over the top the video that I priorly released. But, like I said, I'm trying to keep my Metal Gear bias aside, and that's what I've been doing. I've been talking about some of the problems that it may have at launch and otherwise, and some of the problems that it's going to face. Like I said, people being tired of the zombie game. Co-op might make the game too easy. Is there a chance to play alone? Is there going to be... And this is another thing. Are we allowed to make our characters the way we want them to be, or are we forced to play as certain presets? Like, say, like, this guy's the heavy and he can only use heavy weapons. This guy's the reconnaissance, so he can only use reconnaissance weapons. This guy... I want to be able to design my character... Like, if I'm playing as a custom character that maybe I can make, because that would be cool. I mean, we are playing as nameless MSF members, so let us make our own guys, kind of like Metal Gear Online. Like, if it does it like Metal Gear Online, let us make our own guys. Let us pick, like, maybe a class like, like Soldier, Scout, or Brute. Something along those lines. Let us pick a predetermined class that gives us our weapon set. Let us customize the character, and let us pick the weapons that we want to pick to make it more our own. That would be something that would remind a lot of people of Metal Gear Online, and I know a lot of people don't like Metal Gear Online, so this could be a maybe decent replacement? I have no clue, if you ask me. So there we go. I've tried my best to basically talk about why I feel as though this game might fail on its own merits, because honestly, there are a lot of merits that it has that could end up knocking it down from people wanting to play it as a survival game on its own. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about it being an MGS game. So here's where the MGS bias is probably going to come back, but I'm still going to keep it in check. So first and foremost, yes, the MGS series is known for doing very silly, crazy, and otherwise kind of things. I will not deny that. That is true. And yeah, this is considered a spin-off in nearly every way, in the same vein as Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. And I know that game was a lot of fun, but it was far from a Metal Gear game. But there was the thing. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance was not Metal Gear Solid. It was Metal Gear Rising. It was its own kind of series within the Metal Gear license. Remember, the series is always known as Metal Gear. Each of the series followed a different character or talked about a different story. The problem I have is for the aforementioned reasons that I said without the Metal Gear bias. Think about it like this. Generic is one of the fewest words you would use for the Metal Gear franchise. Let's be honest with that. The characters have always been interesting whenever you think about it. The gameplay has always been fun, whether you're going guns blazing or being stealthy. And the stories, while they can be convoluted, they actually do invoke certain sense of feelings if you really think about it. Like look at some of the earlier Metal Gear games. Now again, we don't have gameplay for this game as of yet, and we don't know much, but from the way it looked, the way the trailer was designed and otherwise, it looks very cheap, if that's the best word to say. So that's kind of why I'm very fearful that this game might not hit the same notes as some of the earlier Metal Gear games. In fact, I'm kind of sure that it's not going to hit the same notes. And I know someone's about to say, "Oh, why are you being so bad? If this had Kojima's name on it, you'd probably defend it. You'd probably say, oh, Kojima couldn't do no wrong." If I think a game's gonna do badly because of the way it looks and how it's been presented, I'm going to call it out. I may be a fan of a series, but that doesn't blind me from problems that it has. And that's a fact. And I know some people are pretty much saying, oh, I'm gonna support this game because it actually looks interesting. I'm gonna say this right now, people. This is the main reason why I don't want to buy this game. And not because of my Metal Gear biased, but because of Konami's history. And here it is. Konami has been known for keeping series going after the original team either left or was disbanded. Think about it. Castlevania, Silent Hill, Zone of the Enders, and various other things of that nature. They have been known for continuing these series or ending them after the original team has left. And can I be honest and say that they never succeeded in continuing? Think about it. When Team Silent was disbanded, after Silent Hill 4 The Room was released, we got Homecoming. Can anyone in here defend Homecoming, say that it was the worthy successor to the original Silent Hill trilogy? Well, you know, quintality. You know what I'm trying to say. Can anybody really say that about Homecoming? Because if you can, then I don't know what to make. Because a lot of people consider Silent Hill 2 to be the best Silent Hill in the franchise. And then we have Team Silent disappearing, and now we get Homecoming, Downpour, and the now canceled PT with the game being removed off the PlayStation Store. Now we move on to Castle Hill, well, not Castle Hill, Castlevania, where the original team is gone, and we get Lords of Shadow. Now granted, the Lords of Shadow series is not bad, but let's face it, it hasn't hit the same highs as some of the earlier Castlevania games. And granted, the 2D games are doing a little better, but I don't hear anyone talk about them, like, at all. It's not a big name like it used to be back in the day. And then we have Zone of the Enders, which we thought it was going to continue. We got teasers and otherwise to a new Zone of the Enders, or the continuation of Zone of the Enders, and it never went anywhere. At this point, it's a dead franchise, so I'm just going to reiterate this simply. You're going to support a company that has literally disbanded, lost its original teams, has released games that were subpar, has canceled games, has removed teasers and demos. You're supporting a company that made Homecoming, Downpour, and removed PT, that literally canceled, you know, Zone of the Enders, that made some of the lesser known Castlevania games in the series, and was known for the fact that Metal Gear Solid 5 is an incomplete game, and now we're getting this. You're telling me that this is a company you want to support. I'm sorry to say this, but if you're telling me that this is the company that you want to support, that has done all these negatives and otherwise, that has a bad history in keeping any of their current franchises besides a soccer game going, you're an idiot! I hate to say it like that, but you are an idiot and are a part of the problem. This is why companies like this keep going, because they have people like, you know, that do this kind of stuff, that support bad companies like this, thinking that they're actually doing right, when in reality they're doing wrong. And so many people report on these, and they're the ones being blinded and saying, oh, you're wrong, you don't know what you're talking about, you're just being a biased fanboy. I'm going to be as critical as I can be, and this is going away from any bias I have. I don't trust Konami. Same way how many people don't trust other game companies, and it's within good reason. Konami has screwed me over so many times with their games. I bought the Silent Hill 2 HD collection, it was a freaking mess. I played Zone of the Enders hoping for a third game, it never came out. Metal Gear Solid 5 came out, and it is an incomplete game. We're missing a full chapter and story in that. I picked up Homecoming, Downpour, I even played PT. I was very hyped for PT, and it got cancelled. So I'm sorry to say this, but the reason why I don't support Konami and why I feel this game is going to fail is because of the fact that Konami's history has proven that they don't know what they're doing. Look, I'm very sorry that I got so heated back there, but you kind of get where I'm coming from with all this. I don't like calling people that watch my videos idiots. I don't like doing that. But if I was a part of the problem and someone called me an idiot for it, I would be understanding this. Because if I was a part of a problem, I need to fix that. I need to change something to not be a part of the problem, to maybe make something better. That's what I feel like people need to do. They need to really step back for a second, really think about what they're looking at and if this is even a good endeavor. and really think about the history of a company and otherwise. If more people were to do that, we wouldn't have companies like Capcom cashing in on us with freaking Umbrella Corps. But that is another story for another day, so I literally got nothing else to say about Metal Gear Survive other than, will I play it? No. But I'm willing to give it a shot if it does good. Like if it releases, people say that it's a decent or good co-op game, maybe I'll rent it, maybe I'll check it out, maybe I'll have one of my friends buy it and they'll let me play it, I don't know, but as of right now, it is a no. My expectations for this is low. I have no intention of buying this, and maybe if someone gave it to me or something along those lines, maybe I would play it then, or if there were good reviews, then yeah, maybe I would play it, but until I know more, and until I know this is actually a worthy endeavor for my wallet, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. So all I can really say to everybody watching this video right now, vote with your wallet. Don't buy this game if you really think it's not going to do well. Because if you buy this game and it flops as hard as it does, like it's not as good as you think it is, not only are you wasting your money, but you're also giving the company a reason to keep going with this. To milk a franchise, to rape our wallets, and to make us feel like insignificant slobs. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this topic. Go ahead and leave your comments down below on what you think about the topic, and we will discuss it in the comment section down below. So until next time, I'm Keen47, aka Wolfkeen. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, guys, take care.